What is going on, guys? Predator458 here, and welcome back to my channel. Today we finally have a live gameplay. Tomorrow, Monday, when you're watching this, hopefully you were supposed to get another replay. It's not that I've gotten lazy now that I've got replays enabled and I'm not recording my games. The problem is I either start recording and go, no, this is not going well, and stop the recording, or I don't normally record the first few games I have in the ship on a particular day, simply because it normally takes me a game or two to get back into the rhythm with those guns. But we're in the Atago. You joined me a little bit after the start. I thought I'd wait for things to start happening before I started recording, just so you don't have to sit through any dull moments. Don't have the best matchmaking on this match. We got this New York at 15 kilometers. I'm going to open up with him on high explosive because we already spotted, so it doesn't really matter. The enemy team has 2 carriers. We have 1. And are we going to be able to dodge everything? We take a single hit for 1,000 damage, so we can live with it. And not only do the enemy have 2 carriers, they also have one of their carriers is a better carrier. We've got a tier 6 Riho, however you say it. They've got a Lexington and an Independence, I think. So Matchmaker has sort of screwed us a bit, but myself and this Pensacola kind of had the same idea. We kind of headed over to the side in case planes came up this channel to get to our carrier, and we've done a decent enough job of shooting some of them down, scaring some of them away, so our carrier lives for the time being. But we are still detected, and that's quite a fun little mod, I think. It's part of Aslan's mod pack. I think you can have it where it comes up, "It's a trap," when you are detected, and it makes me smile. So this New York's nearly in range. Let's take the lead on him and we'll open fire. And now we got this other New York who's playing peekaboo. So we're going to turn a little bit, try and give a small target while we reload. And we got a single hit on the other New York. And we will fire our front 2 guns when they are ready, like that. And I think that New York got hit pretty hard. We do have each team has a tier 8 battleship. We have an Amagi, they have a North Carolina. So we'll turn and fire the rest of our guns at him and fire our forward guns now that they are reloaded again. And 5 HE hits for 1,000 damage. Thank you so much. But he's within torpedo range. Yes. He is accelerating, so we'll fire there. And we'll keep turning and get our rear torpedo tubes on target and fire there. So hopefully they'll find their mark. Yes. And we'll bring all our guns to bear and continue to fire at him in high explosive. He is in a tier 5 New York, so hopefully he still has that battleship driving style of sticking to straight line even when they are he's moving a little bit, but hopefully we will find our mark. And we got an enemy Atago, and we set him on fire, do nearly 3,000 damage, I guess. And yes, he's definitely going to eat some of those if he survives long enough. And there we go. We get the torpedo hit, and we have got our first kill of the match. So now we're going to switch targets to the Atago. We're going to keep firing high explosive at this point. Nice, 3,300 damage there nearly. Simply because he's kind of bobbing and weaving and we don't really have a nice side shot on him. And that other New York is nearly dead, so we'll let these 2 battleships finish him off. Hopefully he pays no attention to us. And he is on the border. Hopefully he doesn't stay on it. It looks like he's turning. So at least he appears to be, just have run into it and moved off. Unlike this Pensacola of ours who's sliding down the border. One thing I've found, my way of dealing with border exploiters, because I do believe it's an exploit, maybe you disagree, but one way I've found of really dealing with them, if you can, just get out of the gun range. I know, like on the forum, some people say don't lock the target up, don't use the auto targeting, and just checking what our air guns were firing at, just some fighters, because that messes everything up. But you know, even when you do that, you know, they can turn more in towards the border at some point and slow their ship down faster than they normally would, and we've set them on fire again. So generally, what I'm trying to do now is, oh, and he was on like 3,600 health, and we did like 3-4, so we very nearly got that kill. But if I can, obviously, just get out of their gun range, force them to disengage from the border and come and fight me on my terms when they're not going to be able to slide around like that, and it seems to be working quite well so far. Even when, as I said, even when you try and shoot them without locking, it sometimes, you know, they can still slow down or speed up faster than they should be able to. So we tried to take a sneaky shot, and yeah, they all went over. Unfortunately, we couldn't shoot any lower than that, because then they would have hit the mountain, and we will select up the dive bombers in case they decide to come and play with us, and someone managed to get the kill. So, team's doing quite well, actually. We've only lost 3 ships. The enemy has lost 6, including one of their carriers, their top-tier carrier. So we're now going to head towards the capture point and see what we can do. See what trouble we can get ourselves into. We don't have any targets yet. I do see that the Independent was spotted, and we've been detected by planes. One thing, and there's the dive bomber. One thing you will see me do, or you might see me do it in this video, we'll see if the opportunity presents itself. But one thing I didn't actually realize about the Atago, because I never checked its stats properly, is its detection range on the surface is about 11.9 kilometers, and there's the Independence 11.2 kilometers away. Detection range from the surface is only 11.9 kilometers, so against other cruisers, you can really, if you want to, you can close the distance nicely on them before opening fire and giving your position away. I've tried to did it the other match I had earlier this evening against a Cleveland. I think I was able to close up to, let's say, around 12 kilometers before I was detected and had to start firing. So we're going to continue to shoot at the Independence. And speaking of shooting carriers, later this week there will be another North Carolina video, I think, and that Ioba took out one of our guns. So we set him on fire. Very nice. And in that video, a little bit of a spoiler alert, I managed to destroy an enemy aircraft carrier. It was a Ranger, I believe, which is the Tier 7 American aircraft carrier. I managed to destroy him. He was at 19.1 kilometers when I fired. And we're switching over to armor piercing for this Ioba. He's 12 k's out. We're managing to get in front of his shells before they land, but I'm sure he'll adjust his aim soon enough. But I had the wrong ammo loaded. I had armor piercing loaded, and we fire one, and as he turns, fire the other one and try and get our rear guns to bear. Fired a salvo at him, 19.1 kilometers with armor piercing, and destroyed him in one salvo. Got 3 citadel hits for nearly 44,000 damage. And we get the kill on the aircraft carrier, very nice. And we take one shot from the Ioba, and there are his torpedoes. And the Colorado is firing at us, so he either has a scout plane up, or I don't know, must have a scout plane up. Even with the upgrade to your range, I don't think you can extend it out to over 20 kilometers unless there's a captain's perk I am unaware of. So he's now turning in towards us. We'll fire. Wait for him to stop moving. He's turning again. We'll fire there, I think. Fire everything. And see how those do. They're looking pretty good. And we managed to get a citadel and take out his engine. Keeping an eye on what the other guys are doing. And fire our front 2 guns. Oh, that was a terrible shot. I don't know what I was thinking there. So we'll turn this ship and try and get our rear guns to bear. Probably should have done this before. And yes, it cost us a kill, unfortunately. If we had done that earlier, we could have had that kill. And I think now what we're going to do is we're going to charge at the Colorado. Already switched over to high explosives, so we'll have that ready to go as soon as he's in range. But as I said, this is going to be one of those situations. I think I'm going to try and close distance a little bit before we open fire, because we'll stay undetected until around 12 kilometers, which is quite nice. And yeah, I only realized that because I watched iChase's review of the Atago, and he mentioned it there, and I was like, oh, wow, 12 kilometers. I had no idea. And they've got a Sims and Atago in the Colorado. The Atago is D3, so he's a bit far for us. We're not going to be able to get involved in that fight. They have managed to reset our cap of their base, so that's going to give me a bit more time to work my magic on this Colorado. And he's in range now, but I think we can, especially because he's focusing on that Amagi, we can close in a bit more. We might go for a torpedo run here, but we'll just have to see how things go. It'll depend on how much health he is on in that. We're at 13 kilometers away. I think we can start opening fire because, as I said, he is focused on the Amagi. But, yeah, we set him on fire. 2,500 damage nearly. 3,300 on that salvo. And let's fire again. And wait for the other 3 guns to be ready. We'll fire those off. I think he slowed down a bit. 2,000 damage. Nearly 4,000. And that's what I really like about these 8-inch cruiser guns against battleships. Good alpha damage plus your fires. The only battleship you don't seem to do much alpha damage against is an Iowa. Don't ask me why, but those things seem to be nearly immune to high explosive ammo. I don't go near them if I can help it, simply because even firing high explosive, you do such minimal damage, even hitting them. And yeah, I don't think it's even worth firing the torpedoes. And we set them on fire. You do such minimal damage, even hitting the superstructure and hitting them where you're supposed to with a high explosive. You do very little. You've got to hope for a fire, which they don't. Oh, wow, we got the kill. Nice. And he took out our torpedo tubes and does 1,800 damage to us in his final moments. Enemy destroyer left, Sims, and it's somewhere in front of us. We're going to keep heading there, see if we can snag the final kill, but I imagine this match will be over rather soon. 2 guys capping, no one to reset, so we're going to keep an eye out for any targets that pop up. We're going to keep watching out for the detected warning, because that may show up before we actually see him. But unless he's on the offensive, unless he's coming towards us, unless he wants a piece of this sweet Atago ass, I don't think we're going to see him. And what's that? We're on about 90%. Come on, please. But there's Pensacola behind me, and we did a pretty good job down the eastern flank of the map. And there we go, we have victory. And I've actually won a few matches in this today, which is unusual, because this is my jinxed ship. I normally struggle to get wins in this, but today it's been rather good. But anyways, we got 87 target hits, 1 torpedo hit, shot down 6 enemy planes, got 4 incapacitations, destroyed 3 enemy vessels, caused fire 6 times, caused flooding once, and only got 1 citadel hit for 356,000 money and 2,500 experience. Wow, we came, what's that, 1, 2, 3, 5th on the team. The guys on the east flank also did some serious work. We did 6,700 AP damage, nearly 47,000 HE, 13,000 from fires, and 9,100 from that single torpedo hit that finished off the New Mexico. But still, I mean, I'm really enjoying this ship. It's a lot of fun to play. You do have to be careful, but it's still great fun. And it's a pretty good money earner. I mean, of this 356,000, I imagine not more than 40 will go to servicing it. So you earn good profit, which is what I really need right now, because I have enough research for the Iowa. Happy days, happy days. Yeah, I'm just about 6 million credits short at the moment. But anyways, hopefully we'll be able to get that together for you guys soon. And I can bring you a video of the glorious Tier 9 American battleship USS Iowa. But anyways, that is it for this video. If you enjoyed, please feel free to hit the thumbs up button down below, and maybe consider subscribing for more World of Warships content, as well as War Thunder and a few other things that I throw into the mix from time to time. Also, be sure to check the description down below for links to my Facebook and my Twitter pages, and you guys can follow me there as well if you so desire. But as I said, that is it for today. Thank you very, very much for stopping by. This is Predator 458 signing off, and I will see you guys next time.